The natives of North America used a weapon that is now called a ball-headed war club because of its unique wooden striking head. Native war clubs also had a special use in acts of glory and intimidation in frontier warfare. The article Personalized War Club Calling Cards describes artifacts found during King Philip's War in colonial New England. After one of the battles, a militiaman picked up a personalized war club that is believed to have been purposely left as a calling card by one of the attacking natives. The neat thing about this particular war club is the carvings that identified it as a possession of a particular native warrior. Though we don't know who he was, we know what he looked like due to the inlaid carvings of his head and facial tattoos. In 1698, Captain William Hyde described these engravings in his manuscript, Observations of the Five Nations of Indians, at New York. Now when these men go a-scalping in Canada, they scratch the marks they have on their faces and bodies upon their club hammers, which they always leave behind them, with the dead body, that it might be known who did the action. The website for New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art states, when a club was successful, reports say, it was left beside the body of its victim. Such calling cards were often discovered beside burned-out cabins or settlements after the raids that began to devastate the backcountry well into the 19th century. In 1774, as the American Revolution began, pioneer and Indian agent James Robertson wrote, "They left a war club at one of the wasted plantations, well made and marked with 2 letters. As Native Americans allied to the British attacked American settlements, war clubs were found left at the sites of even more burned-out cabins and scalped bodies." Let's take a break from the violence and look at more examples of decorations and engravings. The head of a war club sometimes resembled a human face or a ball enclosed by claws. This example is on display in the Museum of Normandy. Another one is this early 19th century Iroquois club, which was once a gift to Sir James Bruce, who served as a British diplomat in Canada in the 1840s and 50s. It is now on display in the National Museum of Scotland. This example was presented in 1860 to Prince Albert Edward, the future King Edward VII of England. Another example was owned by Swedish King Charles XIV in the 1860s and 70s, and is now on display in the Ethnographic Museum in Stockholm, Sweden. Although not a feature exclusive to the Ballheaded Club, a number of the early examples exhibit a series of engraved motifs, such as stylized depictions of a horned serpent, underwater panthers, thunderbirds, and human figures. This example comes from the Cleveland Museum of Art, whose website describes the artifact as one which carries one of the richest known records of images representing Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, clan identities. Included is an antlered creature, perhaps a caribou, along with mammals, birds, and powerful spirit beings, the thunderbird, its wings outstretched, and perhaps the long-tailed underwater panther. The ball at the striking end is held in a jaw-like form that likely refers to an animal's muzzle. Such imagery invoked a protector being that endowed the club's owner with power. When this example was made, clubs had become symbols of status and earlier ways of life, having been replaced as favored weapons by metal tomahawks and European firearms. In addition to engraved images, there are bands and crosses which may be indicative of tally marks, perhaps coups counted, prisoners captured, war parties led, or scalps taken. And of course, in addition to engravings, there were bird feathers, as shown in this illustration of an Iroquois club from the mid-1800s. In another video, we'll talk about how these clubs were made, and look at more old illustrations of Native Americans holding their favorite war clubs. Thank you for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel for new videos every week or two, and see the description below for a list of books, online resources, and films featured in this video.